Hello and welcome to BitBoy Crypto. Today we are going to be taking a look at Tron. And not only that, but we're also going to be giving away $50 in Tron to two lucky winners. Two lucky winners will win $25 in Tron. All you got to do is like, comment, and subscribe to enter to win. Now, the comment, I want you guys to let me know, do you like Tron? If you do like it, tell me why. If you don't, tell me why. And we will pick two lucky winners. So is Tron finally ready to take off? Is Tron finally ready to become what people have been thinking that it's going to become, or at least the lovers of Tron? Tron's always going to have haters out there. Not everyone loves the CEO, Justin Sun. But outside of that, Tron has a lot of good fundamentals, in my opinion. And we're going to talk about some of those today, along with some other announcements, including a major announcement that is supposed to be coming at the end of this week. Will this be another flop of an announcement where, maybe Justin Sun is using a Samsung phone and people call that an announcement or a partnership? Or will this actually be with a real $100 billion company that will own up to the fact that it is partnered with Tron? We will just have to see. But as we look at CoinGecko right now, we will see that Tron is coming in at number 12, right there with a price of almost 2 cents. It's on a good run today, which we'll look at here in just a minute. It has an overall market cap of a little over $1 billion, as you guys can see right there. So what's going on with Tron right now? Well, if you look at the chart here on CoinGecko, you will see we have had a big price spike over the last 24 hours, coinciding, of course, with Bitcoin's big move that it has been making lately. Like I said, right now it's coming in at number 12. You can find the Tron website at tron.network. They have a Medium. You can, of course, get many of their social media platforms from here. It's up 14% right now, so doing absolutely outstanding. By the time you watch this video, may not be up that high, but I'm making this on Sunday morning. So a little look at TradingView. And I got the weekly chart pulled up here. And when you look at the weekly chart since basically February of last year, you'll see, of course, the price has gone way down. And then the price started going back up in January around Nitron. It got a good conference pump, stayed steady, dipped, went down, went back up again around June when Bitcoin had its ride. And now it looks like it has bottomed out. On Market Cipher, the indicator that I use, the yellow X means manipulation. So at some point right here, the price was manipulated down to a new bottom, which was similar to the bottom that it had last year. Now, if you look, it's currently in an uptrend, as you guys can see right there. Currently in an uptrend. Hopefully the price will be going up. But if you look back at the weekly chart, ever since it hit these bottoms in December of last year, November of last year, you'll see that after that, the price rose pretty significantly. And it looks like it's kind of setting up for the same move here. So will we see the price continue to go up? We will just have to continue to watch. Now, if you are interested in purchasing Tron, you guys can do that on Voyager. Voyager is a crypto exchange where it is commission free. So no fees with Voyager. You guys can find this at investvoyager.com, and right here, trade top crypto assets. You can see right there, TRX. That is the ticker symbol for Tron. So if you do want to purchase some Tron and you live in a place like the United States where you can use Voyager, then I would definitely suggest using Voyager. I have a link you guys can use down below. And I think Voyager is one of the up-and-coming exchanges. They have an app, and I think apps are huge to have for exchanges. The Binance app is really buggy, the Binance.com app, not necessarily the Binance US app, but the Binance.com app is very buggy, and I've had a lot of problems with it. Apple doesn't even want to download it, but Voyager is a sweet app for the App Store on iOS. Not out for Android yet, but should be coming at some point. So if you do have an iPhone, I suggest that you use that. So let's move on. Let's look up at Tron. And also thank you to Voyager for sponsoring this video also. So we are looking at this big announcement. Tron CEO to announce partnership with $100 billion mega corporation next week. Justin Sun, come on, man. Come on, man, with the jacket. I don't have a jacket like that. Maybe you can get me one, Jay. Hook it up. Hook it up. Maybe for Tron's Giving, you can give me one of those sweet jackets. It feels like if he flips it over his head, it'd have like little holes in it, and it's like a koala bear or something. Like little eye holes, and it's one of those onesies. Anyways, I digress, as I do on every video. But there's a lot of speculation that this announcement is going to be a partnership with Samsung. Why? Well, Justin Sun is going to be at, and I believe he's speaking at, the Samsung conference that is later this week that kind of coincides with it. So a lot of people have been speculating that this partnership is with Samsung. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I have seen over the last few months, I have seen Justin Sun, and really over about the last 6 months, change the way that he does Twitter. I've seen him change the way he makes announcements. If you guys can remember, the last time there was an announcement per se that was Tron related that was a flop or that was not what people expected was when he got an invite to I think it was a Liverpool soccer club party or gala, and he called it a partnership with Liverpool or whatever the soccer team was. That's right. In America, we call it soccer. But that was a long time ago, guys. That was a long time ago. It has been a while since we've had anything that's really been botched by Justin Sun, honestly, that's been over-announced. And so is this the dawn of a new era? Is this the dawn of a time when Justin Sun is going to give us legitimate announcements about what is happening with Tron? Can we trust this announcement that this is really going to be a billion-dollar company? I certainly hope that we can. I'm hoping that we can, and I'm hoping that this really is kind of the dawn of a new era for Tron. So there's a lot of companies that people think it is going to be, but obviously Misha Lederman here, or Lederman, he says Samsung. A lot of people think that. Then we have Alt Anonymous, the account, saying that he thinks that Samsung's only a $17 billion company, so $100 billion really narrows it down who it could be. So I've seen some lists that people think it could be. Some aren't quite as exciting. Some are some Chinese partnerships. I honestly doubt. I don't know. Maybe Samsung is Chinese, but I don't. I think it's Korean. I could be wrong about that, but in my opinion, I doubt this is going to be a Chinese company due to all the drama between Justin Sun and China over the Warren Buffett launch. So I think Samsung could be an option, but there's also some other companies it could be as well. But as long as it's a legitimate company, then people are going to feel good about it, and we should see the price go up if it's a big enough company. If not, be prepared to buy the rumor and sell the news once the announcement comes out. Traditionally, that's what I've done with Tron, is when they have a big announcement, I've waited for it to come to pop, and right before it pops, I will sell because, usually the price will drop after a big announcement. People think it's going to go up, but it usually goes down. So let's look at some other stuff going on with Tron. This is very interesting here, and I'm actually playing a role in this, and I'm very excited about it. So we have the Mouse Belt Accelerator launches Blockchain Education Alliance. Now, this was a few weeks ago, but Tron is heavily involved. So the alliance's first members include Stellar, Tron, Hedera, Hashgraph, Icon, Ontology, OneChain, Harmony One, Nervos, Orbs, LTO Network, Emergo, who is behind Cardano, NIM, and ETC Labs, which is behind Ethereum Classic. And there's going to be 15 members in the future. Now, what is this? This is a blockchain-based education initiative to where they are trying to train up the next generation of blockchain developers. The Mousebelt is a blockchain accelerator, and what they're finding is there are not people that are educated enough on blockchain to be able to jump right into the field. So Tron is playing a role in helping educate people, young people specifically, college students, about Tron. Now, what Quinn from Mid-Earth Crypto and I are doing, we are doing something called the Decentralized America Tour, and we're actually helping with this blockchain alliance. We're going to be going to different colleges around the country. We've got Tron behind this. Tron is sponsoring a lot of these events for us to go and talk about blockchain and really explain to people why this is a field they should get into. I'm not a blockchain educator. I certainly cannot teach someone Solidity or some other computer programming language that's blockchain specific. I don't have that knowledge, but I can explain to people why it's important to take this technology seriously and why it's important to, as the tour says, decentralize America. So really excited to be helping with this. And I think this is something that really shows that Tron is really trying to turn around its image from It's all about Justin Sun. Justin Sun is the end-all and be-all of Tron. It's much bigger than him. Tron is a decentralized network. If, God forbid, something were to happen to Justin Sun, Tron would still run. The network is up. The hardware is up. Everything is up. Or not the hardware, but the network, it's running. And so, I like what Tron is doing by trying to educate people to bring them in. And when they sponsor an event for us to go talk, it's not, hey, you know what? Come by Tron. This is what blockchain is. They're seeing the bigger vision behind blockchain and a tokenized economy. And I love that about Tron. We're not pushing Tron on people. We're educating people about the need for blockchain and what this future is going to look like. Very excited to be playing a role in that. We're going to the University of Central Florida on November 6th. On November 18th, we're going to be at Georgia State. We have upcoming pending dates at FSU, the University of Miami, and many other colleges as well, UNC Wilmington, and then we'll be moving across the country from there. So very excited. Got big things planned for that tour. So you guys check that out, decentralizedamerica.com. So here is a look of DApp rankings, and these are all Tron, as you guys can see. Some of these are high risk. You may want to stay away from some of the high risk ones. I think I clicked high risk instead of, here we go. Okay, all categories. Okay, here we go. So Tron Hives is one that is at the top, but is a high risk. Other than that, you have Wink. You have a lot of gambling dApps, exchange dApps. Those are ones that are doing pretty well on Tron. And if you click all here and you go and you look at all the top ones, you'll see Tron has a heavy presence in the top 20. So out of the top 20, Tron has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So half of the top, or that one doesn't count because it's sponsored, I guess. So 9 out of the top 20 dApps are Tron, and that is pretty significant, guys. So if people would tell you things like, oh, well, Tron is only gambling dApps, or it's not doing well, I mean, you can just come and look and see that is not the case. Tron Watch is a market. It's an exchange in the top 20. Tron Trade also. So you got exchanges and gambling dApps. But the gambling dApps have done well for Tron. So this is a look at GitHub commits over the last 12 months. You guys will see that if you look at the top 10, there's not a lot of household names in there. And really, Tron is the highest ranked project that is one of the top 10 for commits in GitHub over the last 12 months. So if you click here, you can see it's not nearly as high as something like InSolar, which I don't even know what that is, or Holochain, which I do know what it is. You can see that Tron is pretty high, actually higher even than Chainlink, which has had all of the hype. But over the last 12 months, Tron actually narrowly beats it out. Now, if you're looking at some of the bigger competitors for Tron, you would want to go with EOS, right? EOS, I think, is 18. Yeah, so there it is. 18 is EOS. And then, of course, its other big competitor, Ethereum. You'd have to go way down the list, and you would have to find them all the way down at number 50 for commits over the last year. A lot of people would say that's because a lot of the Ethereum, stuff was already submitted before 12 months ago. But still, over the last 12 months, Tron is beating EOS and Ethereum in commits. So I think that is pretty significant. So you look at something like EOS Nights, which is a game, it has left EOS for Tron, and we're seeing that. We're seeing a lot of dApps leaving EOS and moving over to Tron. The way that the Tron development works, it's much easier to develop on Tron than Ethereum or EOS, in my opinion, based on the way that they do their fees, their transaction fees, which is done through what is called bandwidth instead of gas. And they also don't have the governance problems that EOS has. A lot of people are really worried about the centralization of EOS, whereas Tron, it's less centralized. It still does have some problems, only having 27 super representatives, and we saw that when Binance became the number one super representative overnight. And a lot of people were upset about that. But it doesn't have nearly the collusion and centralization problems that EOS has, and I think that is a good thing for Tron. So last thing we want to look at here is, once again, Ethereum still loved by dApp developers, but trails behind in active users. Tron is having more active users than Ethereum on a daily basis when it comes to dApps. It's not even really close. However, The issue is that a lot of people believe that Ethereum has a much bigger developer base. And because of that, Ethereum will continue to thrive, even though it doesn't have nearly the same amount of users. I mean, you look here at the users and you will see that Tron is number one with 445 users, active users, compared with Ethereum and EOS. I mean, it's about 25%, almost 20% larger than Ethereum, and about 30%, or I don't know, maybe 25% bigger than EOS. I would have to actually work those numbers out. But Ethereum has a huge development community. So while I feel like Tron is really ahead of the game when it comes to dApps and when it comes to active users, Ethereum has the bigger base of developers. It has the more committed base of developers, in my opinion. And it also has more history. And you look at EOS, and EOS has more money because of the huge ICO that it did. And I think that those things are going to keep these three projects basically neck and neck for a while. I don't see one of these pulling off way ahead where we can declare the other one's dead by any stretch of the imagination. Ethereum also has a lot of enterprise solutions and enterprise blockchain developments that it has going on, which we aren't really going to be seen in the dApp community or the transaction level necessarily, but they're working with a lot of really big companies on different, chain solutions, off-chain solutions, all kinds of stuff. So I do think Ethereum is going to continue to do well. Of course, IOST, you guys know I love IOST. You guys can see over here that it is lagging behind even Steam. We are certainly hoping that IOST is going to be able to get up with the big dogs over here over the next year or so. But, I do think that all of the ones that you're looking up right here, Ethereum, EOS, Steam, Tron, TomoChain, and IOST, these are definitely going to be some of the bigger players for a while. It's going to be hard for another project to break in. I kind of feel like that these are the projects. These are the ones that are going to be the decentralized networks. It's hard to see any other ones really coming in and knocking these off and becoming highly successful. So you guys, let me know what you think. Do you like Tron? Do you like the prospects for where Tron is going? If so, drop me a comment below and tell me. If not, if you hate Tron, if you hate Justin Sun, let me know that as well. We're going to have a live stream next week where we're going to pick two winners. We're going to give $25 of Tron each. All you got to do, like, comment, and you got to be a subscriber to win. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel. And that's all we got for today. BitBoy out.